Hey, alright, Eric here. I am back to continue with the Alien franchise. The Alien franchise with Ripley, which means I'm not going to be talking about Prometheus or Alien Covenant, at least yet. I've recently talked the first one, directed by Ridley Scott from 1979, Alien, and I forgot to say that was what was it? The tagline was "In space, no one can hear you scream." Well, today I am talking about from 1986, its sequel, directed by James Cameron. This time it's War, Aliens. There you go. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you, whatever. Um, Basic plot of this one is after Ripley defeated the alien, blew it out of the goddamn airlock, as she said. She is in hypersleep and she is lost in space for 57 years. She's recovered and she's like on trial for blowing up the fucking spaceship, and no one found any residue or evidence or however of the alien, and she finds out that where they were in the first film where they got the distress beacon is now colonized by humans and families, and eventually she is recruited by Paul Reiser. I'm mad about you, and she joins a group of space marines to find out what happened to these colonists because they lost communication. You find out aliens were there, shit happens, shit blows up, so much fun stuff happens in this film. Um, you can't tell I absolutely love Aliens. I prefer it over the original because this is more of a sci-fi action film. We still have a fantastic cast like we did with the first one, but now we have more people to fall in love with. Ripley is still great, but now she's gone from this don't take anybody's bullshit character to the same thing, but now she's strong. She is determined to destroy this creature at whatever cost. She finds a young child who, in the director's cut of this, which I do prefer, you find out that she had a daughter that died while she was in hypersleep. Well, Ripley was in hypersleep. So now she has this mother daughter bond with this now orphaned girl that she finds Newt. And again, we find out in the director's cut what happened to her family. So she's got that great bond, and she just becomes this ultimate fucking badass. Now, a lot of people say that there are not a lot of strong female characters unless it's the fucking MCU. Go watch fucking Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley, especially in this movie. You'll change your fucking tune. But we have so many other characters that are great. Bill Paxton, God rest his soul, as Hudson. He is this, I would like to say he's 50-50 badass and coward, and it mixes perfectly because he is the, I guess you would say, the comic relief of this movie. Love him. He's got the best lines in this movie. Paul Reiser is the perfect company man douchebag. We have Vasquez, played by Jeanette Goldstein. If you don't know who she is, she is John Connor's stepmother in Terminator 2, and she's in Near Dark. She is great as this muscular, not buzz cut, but short haired, bandana wearing, ass kicking Marine. Love her. Her buddy Drake, he is great. He was he played the head of the sisters in Shawshank Redemption. He's fucking great. Michael Biehn as Hicks, the leader of the group. He's great as a leader. He's intense when he needs to be intense. He's protective. He's smart. He has a great chemistry with Sigourney Weaver. And what I like about this is these Marines don't just listen to Hicks because he has to take charge after Apone dies. Um, they respect him. And Michael Bean's always fucking great. Whether it's this or the Terminator, fucking Planet Terror, The Abyss, he's always great. And what was neat is I guess I just watched the movies that made us. Eventually, it was gonna be James Remar from The Warriors, and and Dexter, and he got fired because he was arrested for heroin possession, and yeah, I guess it was a I guess it was a good thing because A, that caused James Remar to become clean and sober ever since. And then we got Michael Biehn. So that was great. There's so many other great characters. Apone is great. He's cool. Frost. So many good characters. Lance Henriksen as Bishop, the android, um, is really good because he is. I think he's got more personality than Ash did in the first film, and it's really good because it keeps this trust problem happening with Ripley because she doesn't trust Bishop because he's an android because of what happened in the previous film, and that goes all the way till the end. Bishop has to leave the group to go repair the reactor, something like that, and he has to go repair that so the place doesn't explode, and then he has to get I guess you say the spaceship ready for them to fly out. It's the final confrontation, and Ripley still doesn't trust Bishop at this time. She gets up there, and Bishop is gone, and she is cussing him out, and she's pissed off. I fucking knew it. This goddamn robot has betrayed me. Hero moment. Bishop saves him. So it's really cool. So and Lance Henriksen is amazing. Special effects still great. The gore has definitely been amped up in this one than it was in the last one. First off, the action is phenomenal. You have semi-automatic weapons going off, flamethrowers. You have aliens getting shot, aliens getting blown up. You have, speaking of gore, you have the chestburster scene with one of the colonists. You hear the crunching again. You see red blood this time. You have Marines getting when they're not getting kidnapped and taken to the hive. You have acid spilling on them, either on their arm that's getting melted. Poor Drake, he gets it right on the face, and his face literally melts. That looks great. The gore is fantastic in this. The score in this, especially in the action scenes, helps with the intensity. Whether it's, Marines killing aliens, them getting in this little fucking rover, and hauling ass from here to there, running over aliens while it happens. The final confrontation when they're flying out away from the colony and that ship blows up. Fantastic. I just forgot a character to talk about. Newt, Carrie Henn, the actress. She plays the little girl, the little orphan girl that has been on her own because of, like I said, you find out what happened to her parents and her brother in the director's cut, but she's been on her own, avoiding all the aliens. She is so good, and she's got a great, great chemistry with Sigourney Weaver here. You believe that Newt only trusts Ripley, and Ripley would give her life for Newt. And Newt isn't just there to scream. She's there to be scared. She's there to lead them at time. Because she knows the ins and outs of, like, hey, we got to go here to go this way to this way when they're in the heating system or whatever. And she's so good, and she has some good comedic timing. Some comedic moments with the other cast. Great. Um, and I mentioned you still have that feeling of claustrophobia here. I mean, it's great because we have a lot of outside shots of them getting ready to go into the colony. A lot of the places that they're in when they're in the factory is wide open, but as the movie gets closer and closer to the end, it gets more confined. And one of my favorite parts is they're looking for the aliens, and the movie's already intense. There's like maybe 5 or 6 members left of the Marines, plus Ripley and Newt, and they're using the motion sensors, and they're like, well, they're right on us. Where are they? 40 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters, and then they're like, well, they're inside the fucking room, and this is as Vasquez, Jeanette Goldstein, and Hicks, Michael Biehn, are welding the door shut. You find out, they're like, what the fuck is going on? They look up, they're coming through the grates, above them. So they just fucking sealed themselves into the room with these aliens. And again, this fantastic action sequence. And sadly, some people don't make it out, and they have great ends. We'll just say that. Great ends to their characters. Um, final confrontation is so iconic. It is Ripley in this gigantic power loader, which they use to like move batteries and stuff in the movie for like their. I can't really see it too much here. Where they moved like batteries for like their spaceships and stuff like that. She is fighting the fucking alien queen. Now this is something we've never seen before. That fucking thing. The design of that is great. Stan Winston. Let's see. Do we have a? No, we don't. Okay, well maybe a little bit. You have this hood. You can't really see with the glare. This hood on the alien here. Gigantic jaw that comes out a little bit. You still got the second mouth that snaps. And you have this gigantic tail. It's got like legs that it's on that are huge. And it's got little, like, it's got 4 arms. It's got 2 regular arms and then 2 little arms in the chest. You know, I'm like Quado from Total Recall, but it's fantastic. We have this final confrontation because it's gotten on the ship, of course, just like the end of the first movie, which is kind of my only pet peeve of this is the ending is pretty much like the ending of the first fucking movie. It escapes, gets on the spaceship. They land safe and sound. It comes out. It kills Bishop. Or it doesn't kill Bishop, but it defeats Bishop. He's still alive by the end of the movie. In a fantastic special effect where if you have not seen this film, I will not spoil it for you, but holy shit, it's disgusting and I loved it. And then you have this final confrontation of Ripley in that power loader taking on the alien queen as Newt is running away. The iconic line of "Get away from her, you bitch" from Sigourney Weaver is fantastic. It always bugs me when I watch Scream 2. I think it's Randy says it's "Step away from her, you bitch." This movie expert, I think that's a joke. The movie expert fucks up the line, but still it bugs me. But that iconic line there, great choreography, I guess you would say, with Sigourney Weaver in this big fucking thing, going against this giant puppet, I guess you would say. I don't know how many people had to puppeteer it. I know 2 people had to do the tail, 2 people had to do the hood, the alien hood to keep it up. You had people operating the mouth, the arms, and it looked great. And then, like I said, it kind of follows the formula of the first film. She shoots the fucker out into space, and then they go into hypersleep. The end. However, that notwithstanding, I absolutely fucking love this film. And although in my review, or I hate calling them reviews, in my discussion of the first film, I did say I watched the director's cut of it. You see a little bit more gore. You see what happened to Dallas. It's not necessary. I highly recommend the director's cut for Aliens. There's like 20 to 30 minutes of new footage in it. We get to see, like I said, the stuff with Ripley's daughter, which is very sad. The stuff that happened to Newt's family, which is cool. A couple other scenes thrown in there, like you see Vasquez and Hudson putting together these motion censored machine gun turrets. That's really cool. The added footage really works here. The flow of this movie from beginning to end is nonstop, and I fucking love it. Highly recommend James Cameron's Aliens. You didn't think they could surpass how great the first one was? He did it. He may be an asshole director, but the fucker knows what he's doing. Highly recommend it. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. All that crap. Do you like Aliens more than Alien? Comment below. Who's your favorite Marine? I would have to say I love Hudson and Vasquez. Even Gorman. That last minute with Gorman. Really cool redemption moment. I don't know what else to say. Like and subscribe. Bloody Sunday will be back. Soon I'll be talking Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. Then I'll be jumping into Kickboxer, because why the fuck not? Cheers.